we got Dodger fans here. I went to a Dodger game recently, and I felt very white. It wasn't because I was the only white person there. I was, just a sea of people in Dodger blue, and I looked down at my shirt that I chose to wear, and it said, "Be a kind human." I think besides apple picking, that was the whitest thing I could do. I can't help it though, I live in Glendora. Yes, it's very methy or Mormon. I actually live in a section of Glendora called unincorporated. That's where all the rich people throw out their white trash. And that's really not fair. I'm in a blazer, okay? I can dress up. I might be in a minivan, but I will show up at your bunco party, okay? In case you don't know what bunco is, it's a dice game for middle-aged white women. In other words, there's a lot of wine. I invaded a rich space that I was not invited to, but I snuck in to a country club pool because my sugar daddy snuck me in on his membership. He happens to be my actual dad. Talk about day drinking. Now that was a good time. When I got home and I took off my mom tankini, I discovered I had a maraschino cherry shoved in my navel. That'd be Patron, everybody. That would be Patron margaritas with a side of Patron. So you can take the unincorporated white woman out of unincorporated, but it's going to be in me still, I guess. Put on a blazer, I'm still unincorporated like trash. I'll play with my belly button. So I have kids, I have 4 kids. I'm very proud of them. I'm just going to keep telling myself I'm very, very proud of them. Very proud of them. My 15-year-old son did go up to me the other day and ask me how long the toaster needs to warm up for. I'm very proud of them. My mom is a marriage and family therapist, which is why I'm a comedian. That is why. Daughters are going to take after their mothers, usually. So I would rather my daughter try to make her friends laugh instead of what I did was to argue with my friends and tell them how histrionic they were and then charge them $175. I had no business telling people they were histrionic. I have no license to diagnose anyone, and I really don't even know what that means. I got reacquainted with my childhood friends recently because we are on the planning committee for our 30th high school reunion. It's coming up in a couple weeks. I'm an 80s kid, all right? We were just feral children. We grew up with no technology or parents. Fantastic. We were riding our bikes for hours on end. No helmet. We didn't need one. We usually fell on the bar right there on the sweet spot. And we would just dress like slutty brides and lip sync to Madonna's Like a Virgin. And like all good art that comes from pain, we named our all-girl band the Smashed Vaginas. We're going to be touring again, first stop, Glendora High School, class of 1993. I'll let you know how it goes. I do enjoy the marijuana, I'm not going to lie. The marijuana. Tell I'm a little older. But see, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and back then it was smoking dope, It was naughty. I'm a little overwhelmed in the dispensaries, though. I walk in there, and it just looks like a Radio Shack to me. Vapes and pens. I'm like, could there please be just a bong made out of a Pringles can? So and they're like, do you want sativa or indica? I want to know what the hell you're talking about. Just pull something out of your flannel pocket, light up a Pringles can. At my age, we're using it medicinally. I gave some to my son who's affected by autism because he gets overwhelmed in crowds and he might go lick a window. I gave him some medical marijuana and he just laughed and he ate nachos. Still licked a window, but that's not a problem, not a problem. I tried that stupid diet, intermittent fasting. Are you kidding me? I did the really hard one too, like the 20-hour and the 4-hour. I think they learned that in solitary confinement. It's like, oh goody, I get to eat now. Is the tray gonna come under my door? I'm gonna eat a moldy sandwich. I felt like my autistic son. I was like licking walls and windows and everything, and I did not lose any weight. All right. At this age, we have hormones, okay, and your body is very intuitive. It's like, oh no, she's eating moldy bread and paint chips. I think it's Armageddon. She's gonna need this muffin top. It's not going. It's not going. Hey, you know those chin whiskers she's been getting? Let's shoot some out of her areola. I think she needs a blanket. So I homeschool my youngest son. My son's dyslexic, so I homeschool him, which is good because he needs the attention. What's bad is because he's being socialized by me. So we go out to eat, and he'll inquire about the house Chardonnay. I tried to get him to throw a ball, and he didn't want to ruin his manicure. So I guess he can learn how to be a little boy sometime. Right now, he's a lady who likes to lunch. I am a fan of organized sports. I think it does a lot of good things for children. They learn teamwork, you know, they build lasting memories, and then you get to see on the bleachers the parents losing their freaking minds over little boys, you know, throwing a baseball. I even saw a grown woman latched to a chain link fence, just yelling at an umpire. My older son plays soccer, and it's not as crazy. And I don't know if it's because soccer is more fast-paced and baseball is more a slow build to insanity. Or maybe it's missing a chain link fence. Maybe that's all a MILF needs to let out some inner rage. Just no, I'm a little agitated. I'm gonna go find a chain link fence. I don't like to cook. Do you guys like to cook? Yeah? I don't. I'll go eat your food. I don't like to cook. I'll listen to something I like. For me, it's true crime. And so no, I don't have a resting bitch face. I just have a vacant stare of tales of unimaginable horror that I can't forget. People are like, well, why do you listen to it? We gotta eat, guys. We gotta eat. I have a daughter who's 20, and she has a pretty good following on TikTok. And I said, you know what? I think it's time you start getting a job. And she told me she's triggered. And then she blocked me on TikTok. I don't know why she's so petty and passive aggressive, but she is out of the will. Glad to say I stopped self-harming. No more self-harming for me. I stopped self-harming when I quit being a substitute teacher. The kids were a razor to my dignity, so I'm glad I'm out of that. Teachers, like regular teachers, have authority that they can instill behavior that you expect to see in civilized society. Substitute teachers, no authority, and I'm going to see behavior you expect to see in a prison, guaranteed. My favorite kids were the autistic kids, the special ed ones, because they were too sweet to know to be a dick. And these two kids, my favorite, Luke and Grayson, it's like they would just enter this imaginary world where, like, I think my alien cat might be playing checkers right now. It's like, oh man, I think it's a robot. And it was just an autistic portal that opened up to them through a banana. And then I go to the high schoolers. I'm like, hey, high schooler, 9th grader, you should show me some respect. And she's like, what are you gonna do about it? I'm like, well, undo my restraints and I'm jumping in that portal. All right? Somebody give me a banana. Last one. My childhood dream was to be an actor. Do you guys remember those childhood dreams? What you wanted to be? I actually took an acting class in Hollywood and followed my dream there. The first exercise was to pretend like we were amoebas, where we had to discover life for the first time. And I realized I am not going to be an actor. I cannot bring myself to do this. Other people did. I mean, I saw a guy roll around. I saw another guy flick a plant. And this is in the 90s in Hollywood, and I know Joaquin Phoenix was amazing as the Joker. You should have seen him dry hump a folding chair. His amoeba was impeccable. All right, that's my time. Thank you.